Hi everyone, welcome to our panel for today. Could you guys please do some introduction about your community as well? Can we start with my DeFi pet?
Yes, of course. My pleasure to be here today, and I'm a Tri Pham, so I'm a CEO and I'm founder of MyDeFi. I before my DeFi, I'm founding KardiaChain, and we working as a blockchain infrastructure for mass adoption. Later on, we found that GameFi, and especially now is like Metaverse is a really good gateway for mass adoption. So that's why we founded MyDeFi as a bet racing game on blockchain. Our goal is that every people can have an accessible way to interact with blockchain through game, and each of them have their own pet, so they can learn more about blockchain and other feature of DeFi through gaming.
All right, thank you for your introduction. Next one, could we please have the chance of secrets to introduce about the company, their community?
Yep. Hi, I'm Dan from Chain of Secrets, the founder of Chain of Secrets. We support the Secret Network and the Secret community. I'm here representing the Anon NFT community specifically for this call. We've just been here in Dubai exhibiting some of the Anons at the World Expo here in Dubai. And yeah, we want to bring private transactions and computational privacy to everyone in the world.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Hi, Argo, would you please introduce about the account?
Yeah, hi everyone. So this is Go from Torum.com from Malaysia as well. We are a social fi ecosystem where we integrate social media platform, uh, DeFi platform, NFT marketplace, and everything regarding the cryptocurrency, which is trendy right now. We want to integrate all of them and take Torum as a gateway to access to all the things. And our mission is to connect all the cryptocurrency users in the world. Yep.
Hi, Navigator, could you share your idea about your community? Thank you.
大家好我是 Decentraland 的 Navigator 对，其实我的角色的话呢，就是带领大家进入元宇宙里边进行探索。很高兴与达尔文社区的每个人讨论 Decentraland，并讨论一下这个 Metaverse 的未来趋势。谢谢大家。
And in the end, let we introduce our the CMO of Darwinia Network. Hi, Bree, could you please introduce our community? Thank you.
Yeah, hi everyone. This is Bree from Darwinia. Thank you for having me for today's panel, and welcome everyone here for joining us to discuss the future of Metaverse. So Darwinia is actually a decentralized bridge protocol built on Substrate, and we have been contributing on infrastructure for the future Web3 Metaverse in terms of the interoperability and compatibility. So we also support applications include DeFi, NFTs, and blockchain games. So we also have developed a blockchain game called Evolution Land. It's a DeFi plus NFT blockchain game. So Darwinia is also a star project in the Polkadot ecosystem. We have been written in the Polkadot white paper, and products and tours developed by Darwinia have won 3 Web3 grants, and we also were selected to join the Web3 bootcamp. And due to some outstanding development milestones, we have been rewarded Parity Batch 2 for launching Ethereum Darwinia Bridge. And recently, we also have been launched the substrate to substrate bridge for testing, and will be launched the official bridge for general use probably very soon. And for now, Darwinia is also joining the Polkadot parachain auction. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for everybody's introduction. And now that we're going to the part 2, the panel question discussion. The second part will lead to our main body, which is how to build the next generation of Web 3.0 Metaverse. Did anyone want to answer this question firstly? Hi, Dan.
Yeah. I think in terms of cloud computing or computing technology, we're not so far. Maybe in terms of access to devices, we could be a little further along the line. Devices are still not as cheap as they need to be for the mass adoption. And moreover, I think for the AR technology, definitely needs to be brought forward before we see a real mass introduction into 3D assets, especially if you think of a smart city and walking around street corners and seeing 3D assets pop out as you walk around the streets. That's my take on it.
Yeah, sure. Could you go next?
Yep, I think we are still quite far away from implement the metaverse, like really taking everything in, and then everyone is literally in that world. For one simple reason, I think the adoption of the 5G is still in a very early stage. And even in Malaysia, we just going from 3G to 4G. And I do think that the latency of the network is a big issue for us. And people are saying that despite the declaration of Facebook going into metaverse, I think that we definitely need to take for at least 5 to 10 years before we can really get into the metaverse that people are actually saying. Yep, that's my take.
That's a really good point. All right, can we have a Trent to answer this question?
So I want to say that I'm agree with Go and Daniel about there's a lot of things to do on the network infrastructure and also for physical DeFi in order to reach the mass adoption that we can that we need for the next generation of the metaverse. What I want to add is that about the the mechanism, the model of the whole Web3 and Metaverse economy that we want to improve for so everybody can participate in and can bring more value to the Metaverse instead of extracting value only. So right now a lot of blockchain game is that the main driver of the user to the metaverse, but most of them is still play to earn. So I think in order to be more sustainable, blockchain game need to have the mechanism of create to earn as well, so we can involve more creator and contributor to bring more value to the ecosystem.
Thank you, Trem. Thank you for your idea. Can we have a navigator for sharing the points? You forgot to unmute the microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, right now it's good.
我感觉这首先需要先看元宇宙的一个定义，因为目前行业各种解读还是比较多的啊。如果离大家说的这个脑机接口，我感觉保证是比较比较遥远的。但我认为我个人其实是离元宇宙比较近的啊，因为Decentraland 目前是最接近元宇宙形态的这样一个元宇宙。虽然说现在的各种争论很多。我认为现在我们需要做的就是拥抱元宇宙，以及扎根元宇宙，做出更酷的这样一些项目
Yeah, so I guess the focus on so we're all looking at the metaverse described by Facebook. Now it's called Meta, but I guess from their description, focus on production efficiency in a metaverse vision described by Facebook is still a little bit superficial. So in Meta described by Facebook, the economic model is still like the consumer producer model. So in Meta, ordinary people are still like placed in production, consumption, running well by this big net capitals. But the real metaverse is to empower actually more people, discover and liberate people's productivity, not just continually just promote consumption in another way. So, and not once again, like people continue to be driven by those consumption capital in a metaverse. So metaverse is not built with capital piled up by like 10,000 engineers working overtime day and night. So such things, we call it some kind of like palaces, but not metaverse. So because it cannot belong to ordinary people. So the logic is very simple here. So why does something paid by a few people, built by them, belong to can be finally belong to everyone? It's impossible. So that's why we need blockchain technology to build the Web3 metaverse. It's decentralized. It's open source. The metaverse built on blockchain technology will finally belong to everyone. Thank you.
Does anyone want to go first?
Yeah, I think I should start first with this. I do think that people right now playing the blockchain games, a lot of them are because of the play to earn system. We have to admit this. People are talking about the adoption, like there are so many people playing. It sounds like too good to be true sometimes. If we go deeper into the mindset, like why are people playing all these games? I think we have to admit that it's all because to the play to earn thing. So consider if we take away that model, that economy model, I believe that a lot of people will not want to play. So I think that in order for people if we want to get this to get everyone literally playing that thing, I think the immersive experience is really important. Like when people stop thinking about how they will earn in this game, and they truly like if we build out the entire economy model, not just because of all the short-term incentive system, that's when we can all go into the metaverse. That's my take. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Who will be the next one to share the idea? Hi Dan, would you like to share your idea at next?
Yeah, sure. I think we've got I think decentralization and ownership will be the major game changer. Kind of segueing off what I was saying. But I guess comparing to the centralized metaverse that uses your data and profits from it, yeah, they really have to change that mechanism. I think in order to really drive adoption to come faster.
All right, thank you so much. Trey, would you like to share your idea?
Yes, thank you. So is it sorry.
You can go first,
you can
and
go
I will
for
do
free.
more on that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, just hear my name. So adding to the like the everyone mentioned that about play to earn and also create to earn. So the creator community, that is also something Facebook or Meta talking about as well. So it is I think it's very important. Beside that, I think for blockchain games to really enter metaverse is they need to be like interoperable, which is being able to play different game using the same NFT. So it's like a cross game feature. So every game adopting the character or the item of other games, I think is a really good starting point to become metaverse. Also, the next one should be a more global standard for NFT item or gaming character. So it's easier for new game to develop based on that kind of standard. So it's easier for the user to store and to play it cross game.
Yeah, thank you, Trey. Yeah, and Bri, you can share your idea now.
Yeah, right. So as I just mentioned, I thought blockchain technology is necessary for building the Web3 metaverse. So, and I guess blockchain game is undoubtedly the most accessible gateway for ordinary customers to gain an actually educated sense of what is metaverse and what is blockchain technology. For example, imagine that you're now in the cross-chain game Evolution Land where you're exploring different continents, like Atlantic continent. You're actually exploring different blockchain networks because the game is built on different blockchains like Ethereum, Tron, Polygon, and future Binance Smart Chain. And you're actually exploring these different technology of blockchain networks. And when you're thrilled to check your newborn puzzles, one of the NFT assets in Evolution Land, you're actually learn about what is NFT, what is non-fungible token, and you have embraced the true ownership of your digital wealth and not just merely licensed by those game publishers. And when you're depositing your Ring and Katon in the Green God, which is a DeFi center of Evolution Land, you're actually interacting with DeFi smart contracts. And when you're moving your assets across different continents, you're also experiencing cross-chain technology. So I guess blockchain game is a very nice way for people who are not, are not fluent technologists to know about blockchain technology and the metaverse. So in summary, there are a lot of definition of metaverse exist. So while a lot of people are heavily weighted towards games and entertainment, so I guess blockchain game would be the first step for us to embrace the Web3 metaverse. Thanks.
Thank you, Bri, for sharing the idea. Yeah.
For this question, I don't really have a very firm take. If we talk about investment opportunities, are we talking about like which project we should invest in as a retail investors? So if that's the question, I think Metaverse in 2021 is like ICO in 2017. It's a wild west. Like there are so many Metaverse projects right now in the space. And when you look into all of them, only a few of them is growing at a good pace. So I'm not sure, like it's not a financial advice, of course. So I do think that people really need to see the background of the project, and if they are really developing the metaverse, yep. If not, like beware of falling into any scams. As I said, like it's like ICO in 2017. Like we had so many ICOs, and in just 1 year, so many projects fail or people get rug pulled. So yeah, that's my take.
All right. Let's just clarify. Like maybe we should focus on like what kind of the channel we should go in, like yeah, instead of the finance suggestion.
Okay.
Something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Like my take on that was more just the resources that needs to be invested in. For example, like data storage, rendering, and all that kind of I guess technology. I believe that's still yet to be. There's a lot of investment that still needs to be done in order to get to where we're at or where we need to be. Sorry.
Yes.
So just continually building out the layers of the metaverse. Yeah.
Navigator, do you have any idea about it?
Yes, yes. 我感觉第一赛道应该是投资元宇宙的一些项目啊，像一些平台，比如 Decentraland 当然也包括他们的土地，包括元宇宙里边的这些 NFT。那第二赛道的话呢，我感觉其实可以去做一些诞生于元宇宙的一些项目，比如说虚拟潮牌或者说是虚拟偶像。
And do you have any idea? Brie, would you like to share your idea as well?
Yes. So I totally agree with a lot of our guests that there have been a lot of scam projects popping up in the crypto space. So I guess if you would like to invest in certain metaverse project, you have to certainly participate in that, to be involved into the community, and then make decision if you are going to or not going to invest in this so-called metaverse project. For example, if it's a GameFi project, you have to actually play to earn in the game to see if there is a great or healthy economic loop for the game. If the technology is going to support some of the infrastructure of the future metaverse. Also, there are also some like trending topic or hype word around you in the crypto world, like SocialFi, GameFi, Web3 Metaverse. You have to look into that to totally understand what these words actually mean, and then make your final decision if you're going to get involved in that or support the vision of the project. But personally, I really think that SocialFi would be something next to NFT or DeFi in the coming, in the coming months, or to be a hype word in the crypto world.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Trey, do you have any idea?
Yes. So I would like to. I like the direction from Daniel that to look at the investment opportunity, that is looking at it as a like an invest of like time and effort and resources into making the metaverse. So I would just take it from my activity here in Vietnam. That is I'm talking to a lot of and collaborating with a lot of game studio in Vietnam, and those are like big studio that they have like tens of millions of revenue a year, and when they approach the metaverse, they want to, each of them want to build a platform. So they want to onboard other smaller studio onto their platform. So it is I think it's not wrong. It's not a really good way to pushing the metaverse. So I try to guide them into a more open way, a more open approach. That is maybe they if they good at making like original gameplay, so they don't need to build a platform, but they need to produce like more good game with gameplay that adopt the NFT available. So for example, they can make like good gameplay for like the CryptoPunk NFT, for example, that people can use those NFT to play the game, not just introduce a new kind of character or item into the metaverse for no reason. So that the way I'm trying to collaborate with the game studio in Vietnam, so they can do what they do best, and not and like collaborating with each other, not competing.
Okay, so I do not have like a stand, a very firm point regarding this as well. I think we all should be open and see how things progress as the time goes by, because we don't actually know. Maybe people might really like Meta, previously Facebook idea. Like we all talk about decentralization, but I'm not the people the person that really um against decentralization. I think at the end of the day, it's all about the user experience. Like people back in 2017, 2018, people were always talking about decentralization. We all want to be traded. We all want the tokens to be traded on DEX. But the fact is, centralized exchange is still the main thing right now. Like if you see the volume traded on centralized exchange, so I think eventually it all comes to the user experience. Whether if this decentralized version of the metaverse is better in terms of the user experience as compared to the centralized metaverse like Facebook's one. So that's my point. Yep. I'm very open to this actually.
Yeah, thank you. Dan, you do have any idea about it?
Yeah, I mean, segueing off what Go said, like there's a lot of pain points that have kind of, I guess, hindered the progression of decentralizing the environment that we're in. But yeah, I think related to the question, I believe like it's going to be a place where people can learn, earn, and exchange. So yeah, anything from playing, schooling, courses, things like this, really bringing its excitement and interactivity into every single platform. So which is pretty exciting. And then yeah, then there's also the ability where the place where you can create environments and invite people to come and visit and see creation. So again, like from that, I guess schooling side, it's kind of an interesting area to explore. And then furthermore, with the rise of AR into the metaverse, yeah, that's going to be, I think, the further step. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much. Bree, do you have any idea about it?
Yeah, I agree with everyone here. I also don't have a very firm explanation of what is metaverse, but I do think there are several features of the future Web3 metaverse. The first one is volatile. So that's why blockchain technology like NFTs would be the infrastructure for building a non-volatile metaverse. And the second feature would be interoperability. Currently, we have got so many metaverse projects, but these projects are built on different blockchains, so they do lack certain a degree of the interoperability. For example, you cannot use your Kusama to participate in some metaverse project on Binance Smart Chain. In a completely decentralized way. So I guess the future metaverse is definitely featuring interoperability. Yeah. And these metaverse projects can be really connected together to build a real metaverse, but not just different isolated metaverse projects. And finally would be sustainability. There definitely have to be some healthy economic circle, positive economic loop for customers to really live, work, play, and earn in the metaverse. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Navigator, do you have any idea about it?
我认为元宇宙其实是一定要突破游戏圈，将元宇宙应用于各行各业，所以我提出了一个叫元宇宙加的这样一个概念。元宇宙其实是应该为我们的生活各方面赋能，而不仅仅是娱乐跟消费。比如诞生于元宇宙的这种虚拟潮牌的话呢，这在中心化的游戏里是不存在的啊，因为游戏里的皮肤它没有品牌化这样一个概念，但是在元宇宙里边可以。我提的这种元宇宙加呢，可以概括为衣食住行娱购游艺学工政总共11个关键词，像元宇宙加音乐会元宇宙加本地生活元宇宙加艺术元宇宙加工作这些呢都在我们的 Decentraland 呢有很好的落地的项目大家可以去到网站上或者是登录我们的官网去看一下谢谢。
Yes, thank you. So, I think everybody here is adding a lot of idea and more clarification for the metaverse already. So, I think personally, I don't think there is a good definition for the metaverse because maybe the real metaverse, the one that actually work in the future that everybody use it will very different from what we imagine today. So I will just share the 4 characteristics or the 4 features I think a metaverse should have and is important to a metaverse. So the first one is that a metaverse should be an online offline convergence of experience, which is so metaverse is not just online, like 100% online, but it also need to be combined with offline experience as well. It's like your life here. It's not there is no like a clear border between online and offline, but the metaverse will blur it and unite into a single experience. So I think that the first important feature. The second thing is that it should be persistent, which is it should continue on. Nobody can shut down the metaverse. So I think it's also important as well. And the third one is that it should have the digital ownership. So people can own digital assets and can own like the value on the metaverse. And then the last one, I think, also a key feature is that self-sovereign identity. So people, user of the metaverse, have control over their identity. So they can decide who they are. They can they have control over that. It not someone else control their identity. So I think that the 4 things that really important to the metaverse.
Yeah.
目前行业里边做这个 FT 跨链的已经很正常，也很常见啊。但是 NFT 跨链的话呢，我看过很多的这种跨链的项目都在宣传那真正落地的呢，其实还是比较少的。达尔文如果说是元宇宙的跨链呢，我相信也会面临一定的难度因为毕竟是同时要解决 FT 和 NFT 的这样一个跨链的问题。FT 呢，首先它的跨链的需求呢，目前是比较旺盛的FT 的跨链需求呢比较少主要的原因还是这个场景不太够。NFT 呢，它毕竟还是要跟着项目去走。元宇宙项目呢，作为聚合了 FT 跟 NFT 的这种要素， 如果能解决元宇宙项目的这种跨链的支持，我相信这个 NFT 的跨链整体也就会全面的这样一个爆发同时呢，元宇宙项目呢，正是因为目前的跨链问题不好解决，所以很多元宇宙项目呢是支持单链的这对元宇宙项目的扩展的话呢，扩展全球用户呢，形成了一定的这种阻力每个链里面目前都会有很多同质化的元宇宙的这种项目。这样的话呢，反而不利于现象级元宇宙项目的这样诞生，所以我是比较希望达尔文在这方面能有更好的作为，帮助元宇宙项目解决跨链的问题，或者是更轻松的进行跨链
expectations and some valuable insights from you guys to make us to do better in the future. Yeah, I definitely would like to hear more about other guests said. Yeah.
Okay, let me just say something. I seconded Navigator's opinion. There are so many challenges right now, when it comes to cross-chain of the NFTs, due to the fact that it is really hard to realize the functions. Like if it's a pure collectible NFTs, if it's a pure avatar-based NFTs like CryptoPunk, BAYC, I don't think there's any issue. But when it comes to those NFT that brings more utilities, more technical terms, having some functions in the smart contract, it's really hard as of now. Like I don't see any protocols or networks that is able to, bring all these functions to other chain. So my suggestion to Darwinia is that if Darwinia is able to solve this challenge, I do think that that's something really big. Yep. That's
Thank
my
you.
thought. That's my stand. Yep.
Dan, do you have any idea about us?
Yeah, I mean, I think giving the users maybe the option to have privacy and security on specific transactions, whether that be like from gamification level, from like hiding a level achievement, or having the option to have maybe that in their back pocket, that so their friends don't know that maybe they got an achievement, and then later on they can disclose that achievement further down the line as I don't know, maybe a finishing completion, a game completion thing. But yeah, definitely bringing privacy or just the option of having privacy to specific units of your system for the users would be, I think, beneficial. And of course, chain interoperability. I mean, that's a huge one. I think everybody's struggling with that. I mean, the Cosmos ecosystem, I think, is probably at the forefront of it right now, with IBC. So yeah, there's lots to see in this space. But definitely those two things, which everybody else has been seeing.
Thank you for your question, and thank you for all valuable insights of our guests before Darwinia. Really appreciate that. So for our roadmap next, first, something very urgent for now is that we are participating in the Polkadot Heritage auction. And then something in the future that we are trying to contribute to the compatibility and interoperability for the Web3 Metaverse, something our guest just mentioned about the cross-chain transfer of NFTs. Yes, I totally agree that it was very challenging for us, but we're trying to make some breakthroughs in terms of the technology. Why it is very challenging is that when we are doing the cross-chain transfer of controller tokens, it's actually we're mint shadow token on the target chain. But for NFTs, it's rare. It has some unique features for its NFTs. It's something impossible to mint shadow NFTs on a target chain. So that's something challenging for the cross-chain transfer of NFTs. Also, for when we're doing the cross-chain transfer for fungible tokens, we have to like for some custodial bridges, you have to put some deposit, or you have to have a federated multi-sig federation to secure the deposit, and to be responsible for the lock and lock of your assets. So the first thing you have to determine the value of fungible tokens. It's pretty easy for fungible tokens. For NFTs, if you're CryptoKitties, we don't have a general evaluation or standard to evaluate the value of these NFTs. So you cannot evaluate the value of deposit. So you definitely lose the foundation of the cross-chain transfer of NFTs. So that's why we said it's pretty challenging to do the cross-chain transfer with a custodial bridge, which is the mostly implemented in the market. So what Darwinia is trying to do is to build a completely trustless and decentralized cross-chain bridge. We completely remove those multi-sig or custodian models in the bridge. We're trying to do with smart contract and a light client to achieve the cross-chain transfer of both NFTs and fungible tokens for connecting different heterogeneous chains, and then empower more metaverse projects. Yeah, and for this time of KardiaChain auction, we have prepared a very generous rewards package for the community. So the first available to win, whether Darwinia gains a KardiaChain or not, is guaranteed reward, 1 BTC and Metaverse NFT blind box packages. We also glad to have my DeFi Pat. Thank you guys for your support, and we're going to launch a joint NFT to reward those contributors who have supported Darwinia Cross One. And also for our community, they're able to unlock when Darwinia finally wins a KardiaChain slot. They're able to unlock the 20 million ring token and 8,000 K-ton prize pool. Also, we have got 4 different strategies to boost your bonus, like a referrals program and early bird bonus. So please stay tuned, and welcome to support Darwinia in the Polkadot KardiaChain auction while investing in the next generation of Web3 Metaverse. And today, thank you guys again for your time.
And I'm really excited to be a part of this sector, and at this time. It's really like being in the 90s with the .com and the internet era, It's exciting times.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for you guys sharing. Thank you for coming for today's panel. We do appreciate your interest and in this very important moment to discuss with the Metaverse. Thank you again for coming.